Hi, everyone. This is Elizabeth Hanson with Keto Confab. It is Wednesday, December the 8th, and we are here for our weekly meeting with all these lovely folks. And this week, I kind of wanted to discuss travel with keto or going to work and packing your lunch or snacks, how you do that, what your best ideas are. Or do you just go to work for your 8 hours and not worry about food and say, I'll do food when I get back? And so that's where we are. For me, because, before we started, we were talking about going to Walmart and it's a long trip for us. Going anywhere in North Dakota is typically a long trip. Most North Dakotans don't bat an eye at, I have to drive an hour to go to church, or I have to drive 2 hours to go to the doctor or something, because a lot of North Dakota is very rural. And so because of the long travel times, we who are on keto have to think about, well, what if I get hungry and where am I going to eat and what should I take with me and stuff. For me, what has worked is I try and eat as close to my leaving time as possible. And then I try and remember to take some already cooked bacon with me in a container, and then I can heat it up at some gas station in one of their microwaves, and then I can have it warm, because I like my bacon warm. I don't like it cold. It's but that's pretty much, it used to be when I travel, I would take celery sticks or carrot sticks and nuts and what would I take? I would take fruit, a lot of fruit. And everything, but now I found that celery and carrots don't agree with me, and most nuts don't, and fruit's a no-no. So I've switched over to bacon, and that's what I do. Now, if you don't want to talk about tonight's topic, that's okay. You can talk about anything else you want to. But I thought I'd have something ready for us to talk about. And Karen's just joined us, so welcome, Karen. And tonight's topic is about, what do you do when you have to travel, or you need snacks while you're at work, or you pack a lunch at work, or whatever, just so everyone knows. So who would like to talk?
I'd like to.
Okay, Patricia, go for it.
Number one, have you tried pork belly?
No.
Okay. Pork belly, I live near Charlotte, North Carolina. So we have a lot of Walmarts too. And Walmart is about the only place where I can find pork belly.
Okay.
A lot of my grocery stores don't carry it because they consider it, poor man's bacon. Mm-hmm. But it's a wonderful thing because there's no sulfites, no nitrates. It's unprocessed pork. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I have an air fryer. Mm-hmm. And every time, this is my second air fryer. The burner went out on the first one. So I just go to Walmart and buy the cheapest air fryer they have, which is usually $49.95. Mm-hmm. And they're almost all of them good. But anyway, you cut up that pork belly into like domino-sized pieces.
Okay.
And put some salt on it and mm-hmm. put it in the air fryer for 7 mm-hmm. minutes. Mm-hmm. And you've got bacon to go. And you do not have to reheat that.
Mm. Is it all nice and crispy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like little pieces, domino size, they shrink to like half that.
Okay.
And they're like little, very tasty bacon bits. So you could do that, I think.
Okay,
If
7
you can
minutes.
have
That's
bacon,
nice.
you should try to do pork belly, I think.
Okay. I don't think I've ever done pork belly. I've seen it. I think I've seen it at one of our little grocery stores. But
Now, there are people that do very complicated pork belly. They put it in smokers and all kinds of things,
no.
and they wait 3 hours.
Oh no.
I cut it up into domino sizes, and in 7 minutes, I've got pork belly.
How well does it keep? I mean, how long can you keep it in the fridge, or do you have to refrigerate?
Never had that option. Never had that.
You just gobble it up, right, Patricia?
I put it onto a paper towel in the kitchen, and people walk by and grab from it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it worked. It never lasts more than a few hours.
Okay.
But,
all right.
Also, I wanted to say, and please don't misunderstand this, but in the last 2 months, there have been quite a few keto groups started up. I guess you already know about that keto mindset group.
Yes.
With Powers. But there's another group that I tried out, and they have a meeting on Tuesday nights, and I was just so overwhelmed last night. It's like, 15 people, men too, and just about everybody is doing at least 48 hours fasting every week. And they just one after the other. Oh yeah, it went real well this week. I'm going to try to do 4 days next week. And there's one woman, she did 7 days. It's just amazing. It's just like no trouble at all. It's just, let's do it. They love fasting. And, I know Dr. Boz recommends that, and I know that is the highest level. But I have to tell you, I didn't have the guts to tell those people. There were so many talking about all their wonderful fasting, but I haven't yet fasted. I have gone 36 hours, but I was half sick. It wasn't really an intentional fast. But it just made me realize how important fasting is with the Dr. Boz plan.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about fasting at some time. But and I was in the habit of doing 36-hour and 48-hour fasts and everything until we got COVID in October. And I haven't fasted since October. And I haven't even been able to get back to my OMAD since COVID. I don't know what it is. It must be a mental block or something, but I need to do that. I lose better, and I actually am clearer and get more work done when I'm including fasting. Now, I've never done a 72-hour fast. That's a long time. I haven't gotten there, but we can talk about fasting at some point. Ed, I see your hand up.
Yes.
Tammy Brown had her hand up first, so I'm going to go to her first and then back to Ed, okay? Sure. Yes, Tammy.
Well, I take my lunch most days or most every day, and I take hard-boiled eggs. I take some, Culvers has some low-carb yogurt, so I usually take one of those. And I've taken cheese and pepperoni. I've taken lunch meat. I got some low-carb shakes that I've been making. I've only done those. I just got them in, so I've been trying some low-carb shakes. So I just take different easy things to take for lunch. And those things are good for travel too. If you're traveling, hard-boiled eggs are good for that, or nuts. I like nuts and peanuts, and I try to stay away from those, but sometimes I get a little overboard on those. And anyway, those are just kind of just easy things to take for lunch. I don't really do a whole lot.
Tammy, did you say low carb yogurt or low fat yogurt?
Low carb.
Oh, okay. And do you happen to know the brand of that? Because a friend of
It's at
mine asked me.
Kroger's, and it's called Carb Master. And
Okay.
I'll walk over to my refrigerator because
Okay.
I just found those. There's also one called Too Good, TOO Good, and Kroger's and Walmart have that brand, but I found these ones are much better over here. I guess there's only 2 left in my refrigerator. So this one is lemon, and there is 4 carbs in it.
And it's called Carb Master, huh?
Carb Master, which I think is a Kroger brand because you see the Kroger on the label there.
Okay.
And it says Kroger's Carb Master. They also have Carb Master milk.
Oh. So how many carbs does that lemon have?
4.
Oh, okay.
And then I got vanilla here too, and the vanilla has 5 for whatever reason.
And these don't have added sugar or sugar substitute in them?
No added sugars. I'm sure it has sugar substitute. Let me see. Water, milk protein concentrate, skim milk, sucralose.
Okay.
And that aspartame potassium, which I think is a sweetener also. And maybe not. Anyway, but it has no added sugars. And the total sugars that are in the lemon, let's see, lemon is only 1. Total sugars is 1, 0 added sugar.
Okay.
So anyway, they have, I don't know, 10 different flavors.
Yeah, our local little grocery store doesn't have any low carb milk or yogurt or anything like that.
Well, and I think the Carb Master, which is a Kroger brand because it says Kroger right on the label.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure. And I don't know if you have Kroger's where you're at, but
I'm not sure.
But I do. So.
I know they had them in Indiana and Illinois when we lived there, but I'm not sure they have them here in North Dakota.
Oh no.
Yeah, who knows? Okay, well, thanks, Tammy. And Ed had something he wanted to add.
Oh, there was a whole litany of things to discuss there.
Okay.
One of them was in the world of fasting, and I was better at fasting than I was doing keto. So I found it easier through the course is to do a fast. And that's only because of my situation here with my girlfriend, because she's not doing keto with me. So therefore, it's easier to tell her, hey, I'm fasting for a couple days. And then that way we don't have to go out to eat, or we don't have to go do things. And that way she knows what I'm doing. So I've actually completed more than 8 or 9, 12, 72-hour fasts. But most of mine were fat fast because my primary why is to try to improve my brain, because I have brain fog and a ringing in the ears.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I have to keep the ketones up for that. So I do use my coffee with the MCT oil to boost that up. So, and then another topic was yogurts. I've just started making my own yogurt with an Instant Pot, and I make it out of heavy whipping cream and half and half. So I take 2 quarts of heavy whipping cream and half and half, and I put it into an Instant Pot for 36 hours. And I put a probiotic in it and some probiotic type stuff to increase the probiotic, to increase your microbiome. So I just started making my own yogurt. And then that way, you know exactly what you put in. And I'm looking at 6 carbs per serving, 4-ounce serving.
Okay.
So that's okay. And so yeah, there's some other things that have gone on during the week. I actually went out to dinner on a Friday and totally blew my ketosis out again.
Uh-oh.
Eating some pumpkin pie that was a special thing from my girlfriend's sister's daughter that makes it special. And I only had a little square. Popped me up 20 glucose points. I was 86 and I went up to 106. So it's taken me 2 or 3 days to get my ketones down or up and my glucose down and everything from just one outing. So I spent a lot of times going to dinners at night where it's past my eating window is what I say. And I sat there with water and lemon. And when you pack things, okay, when I travel, I usually take a blender with me and I do my keto coffee with a blender. That's when I have space. And I also take a dozen boiled eggs, my Keurig, my butter, my Keurig butter, and my, how do you call it? Cream cheese, Philadelphia cream cheese. Those are my go-tos. That, and bacon, you're right. I cook it up and I put it in the refrigerator and just have 2 or 3 slices. And with when I do my eggs and bacon, and I put avocado on top and some homemade mayonnaise. So some other things. So yeah, those are ways that might be my main meal of the day. Is that one set of eggs in the middle of the day.
Yeah, I don't know about other people, but I go kind of in rounds with eggs. I like boiled eggs a lot. I'm on an boiled egg kick this week. I boiled up 18 eggs and I'm just eating them up. But then I'll go off and I'm like, I can't look at another egg.
Right.
You know, and then I'll go on this omelet thing where, oh, I want an omelet. Right. And I'll make an omelet every day for several days. And then I'm like, ugh, I can't look at another omelet. And it's the same thing with me. I mean, I'll go on a pork chop bender where I'll want a pork chop every day. And then all of a sudden it's like, if I see another pork chop, I'm going to puke. But it seems to happen more frequently with eggs with me, where I get tired of them and I need a day of no eggs, and then I'm back. So anyway, Tammy, do you have your hand back up?
I do. And I was just going to say on the hard-boiled eggs, I don't always make them because if you buy them in the store, and Culvers has a 2-pack and Walmart has a 2-pack and a 6-pack, and the little 2-packs and 6-packs, they have an expiration date of like 6 weeks away because they're sealed like that. So you can buy, many packs of 2 and you can keep them for a long time in your refrigerator without them going bad. So they're handy to have. If you make them yourself, you probably have to eat them in a certain amount of time because they're and maybe in a bigger container with a lot of air. But those ones that you buy in the store are sealed and last a long time in your fridge.
Yeah, the nice thing is a lot of our gas stations here in North Dakota are now carrying those boiled eggs in sealed containers, which makes it nice if I've forgotten my bacon, which I do frequently. And so I'll get the boiled eggs. But I have found that the egg white part is more rubbery than when I make it myself. And sometimes I just can't deal with that texture. It's like gross to have rubbery egg, but it's a good choice for if you're really hungry and you're not going to be home for an hour and you just can't wait. Even rubbery eggs are better than a slice of pizza or a hamburger, with the bun and everything. One interesting thing about eggs, I think I saw a video on YouTube about how to bake your eggs so that you don't have to peel them. And what you do is you put a pan in a water bath and you break your eggs into your baking dish and then you bake them for like 20 minutes and they come out, the texture and the flavor and everything is like they are boiled eggs, but they're actually baked eggs. And I sometimes will do that. I don't always do that, but I sometimes will do that. Like if I want to make a large amount of egg salad, that's the other thing. I love egg salad. And I'll just bake a whole dozen eggs, and then that totally cuts out that whole I have to peel the eggs thing, which there are times when I just don't want to peel an egg.
Right.
You know, so that's pretty cool to bake them instead. Anyway.
Well, I've made little muffin, little omelet eggs. You can put cheese and tomatoes and all your stuff in there, and then put it in a muffin tin and make them.
Yeah, I put little muffin papers in there, and then I'll put an egg and some bacon and some cheese in each one. And what do they call those? Egg bakes? I think they call them egg bakes. And the only thing is I forgot to spray some sort of spray on them. And so the eggs and cheese and everything stuck to the paper, and that was really annoying. So it was my fault. But I haven't done it again. So I should do that. But yeah, those are fun. And, those would be easy to take with you, if you want to make an egg bake. But just make sure you spray the little paper things so you're not stuck peeling the paper, or just eat paper. I think I ate a couple of little pieces of paper. So anyway,
I can see me doing that.
Anyone else want to talk about what they take when they have to travel, or what they pack for their lunch for work? Brenda, you're a nurse. You must work 12-hour or 8 or 12-hour shifts, right? Oh, you need to unmute, dear. Oops.
Sorry.
That's okay.
No, as you see my head bobbing up and down in my little picture, it's because I keep nodding off.
Oh, are you tired?
A little bit tired. Yeah, I'm a nurse. I'm an LPN. I'm the assistant director of nursing at an assisted living for memory care. So I'm really interested in Dr. Boz and her brains.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
big time.
But I've tried. I was in the original neurons class and never finished it. Never did, did a little bit with it, dropped off. Tried again, dropped off. This is about my 3rd or 4th go around trying this. And so this time around, I saw that there was a mentor. I've got a mentor, Lisa Peduzzi. And it's just, this week is a little bit tougher than normal. Because my ketones weren't going up on my fluorometer at all. I mean, I've been at 0.1 forever. So, I mean, I'm pretty much eating cheese, meat, and eggs. I can't have any artificial sweeteners, which sometimes I'd put in my coffee or something, or not even stevia right now, because we're trying to, kind of figure, get myself going. And so I'm kind of trying to find, okay, how many different ways can you cook hamburger or beef, because I have an entire side of beef in my freezer. How many different ways can you cook eggs? I'm kind of, right. I mean, I'm only 2 or 3 days into this, and I'm already really kind of tired of the same thing. The only thing that's made it bearable is, if you guys ever had, what's the brand name? It's not paleo. It's Primal Kitchen avocado mayonnaise.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
that stuff is the bomb. It's expensive, but I'm eating it by the spoonful right on my eggs and my other stuff. It's like
yummy.
It's like $6.
Could I say something to that? Ginny's she's on her cruise this week, so she's not here. But she recommended making your own avocado mayonnaise. And you know what? I tried it this week, and it is wonderful.
Really?
Because that Primal Kitchen is really pretty expensive.
It is. It's like $6 and something for a 12-ounce jar. I ordered some off their website.
You just put an egg in and you put some avocado oil, and you put some spices. And this time I put a little bit of the dry mustard in there too. Mm-hmm. Oh, my husband loves it. And it's so, it's less expensive, and I can make it on the fly pretty fast. Mm. And Ed, you said you make mayonnaise too, right?
Yes, I do. I did the same thing. It looks different. Let me tell you, it looks a lot different than your Hellmann's mayonnaise, because your Hellmann's mayonnaise is white. Well, this is kind of an yellow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's the avocado oil doesn't really blend that well. So with the other stuff. So it's kind of strange, but it does great. I just dribble that over my eggs and I love it. So
I eat mayonnaise on anything. I could eat mayonnaise all day long.
You have to watch that though. You really have to watch mayonnaise because it really spikes you up. I know. That's why I had to end up making keto mayonnaise. So
mayonnaise, even the Primal Kitchen, which is, no carb.
Primal Kitchen is one of the better ones, yes. But they're never not no carbs. There's always some carbs in there.
See, I love mayonnaise. I would eat mayonnaise probably on everything. I love it on cooked broccoli. I love it on raw broccoli. But the problem is I am a lazy individual. I have not made my own mayonnaise. And all the mayonnaise out there, the Hellmann's and the Kraft and all of that, they have soy, and soy makes my nose run. And so I have to stop being a lazy individual and make my own. And unfortunately, I can't use olive oil or avocado oil. So yeah, it's a problem. So I know everybody talks against seed oils, but really the only oil I can use is safflower oil. So,
I saw online last week, maybe it was Dr. Barry's wife, Nisha, or someone else. They made mayonnaise with butter.
Oh, can't do butter
either.
Butter
mayonnaise.
Really? Butter mayonnaise? Huh.
I don't know how they did it. I got to look it up again. I want to find out how.
Do you think they melt it? Do you think they melted it?
I have been going to nursing school. I'm an LPN and I'm trying to get my RN. So I've been trying to work a full-time job and take 2 classes and take care of my kids.
You're crazy.
Yeah, I know. I'm waiting for school to be done this week on the 14th. I have my final exams.
Oh, well, good luck on that.
So I'm just trying to stay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to stay on what my keto mentor is saying. Eat this, not this, nothing after this time of night,
Well, yeah.
I just want to stick with that. I want to succeed this week. Okay. I want to get my ketones up.
Yeah.
Do what she says.
Yeah. Yes. I have a problem with eating too late myself. Like last night, I didn't eat my steak until after 10.
Well, know, when we started the meeting, I was eating dinner.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. We don't care.
I was eating my steak.
Yeah. Okay, so who else wants to tell us about what they take when they go places or little snack trip tips that they have? Karen or Barb or Melanie?
I take peanuts. Yeah, I take peanuts or almonds. And sometimes, usually, if I'm going on a long trip somewhere, I'm going to stop at a Walmart since, we've already said that we don't have a Walmart right close by here. So whenever I'm on a long trip, I stop at least one Walmart. And so if I forget to take something along, I'll just stop at a Walmart and get the large, 2-pound thing or 3-pound thing of peanuts, or, the almonds or something. And, you can snack on those as you drive along. The other thing is, any seed or nut, that's keto friendly, you can snack or take it along, snack on it while you're driving. It's pretty easy to do. And so I do that a lot personally.
Snickers.
Well, I think Tammy's calling her pup. Oh,
I'm sorry. I wasn't muted. And then
that's okay.
I meant to mute me. Can you mute me? You can never mute.
I can mute you, but I wasn't paying attention.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Brenda?
I was gonna say, about the only thing you'll ever see me with all the time is my coffee with my heavy whipping cream. I can't drive without it. For some reason, there's a mental thing. I have to have a cup of coffee in my cup holder that I drink as I drive.
Gee, they didn't teach us that in driver's ed.
Coffee. It just, I can't take a long road trip without coffee. I don't know, what it is mentally. Take my coffee with me.
Brenda, I didn't believe it myself, but when Dr. Boz started to talk about that salt, that Sole water, I do that. My first 2 cups in the morning are just with Sole. It's just after lunch, I'll have a little bit of heavy whipping cream in my coffee. But I mix up Himalayan salt, the old soy sauce shakers.
Yeah.
Starts with a K. I can't remember the name of the company. But
Keto Man.
Keto Man. So I put some Himalayan salt in there, and then I fill it to the top with water, shake it up. And then I put about 2 tablespoons of that, salted water into my coffee. And it's just wonderful. You get used to it. And I don't know, I should cut out heavy whipping cream altogether, but I feel like the first 2 cups, I only have salt in them.
Oh, but it's so yummy. Don't cut out heavy whipping cream.
Just say, I don't know that I could cut out the heavy whipping cream, but I have, my mentor mentioned LMNT electrolytes. So they have a chocolate flavor. I literally shake one of those little sticks right into my coffee first thing in the morning. Chocolate coffee. It's actually quite tasty.
Yeah. I used to like coffee or not coffee, chocolate or caramel drinks. I wasn't ever a coffee drinker because it made my heart race and everything. But if you had coffee and you could mix it with chocolate or caramel, then I could be convinced to try it. But then I just started having so much irregular heartbeats with all of that. I had to give it all up, but I do remember it fondly. Yeah, it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. Anybody else have any other ideas for travel or packed lunches? Wilma.
Well, we take mini boxes when we travel. We have canned salmon,
sausage,
summer sausage,
cheese,
pepperoni, cheese sticks, nuts. I've got ratio keto-friendly yogurt I buy. Chicken. We brought steak with us to eat. We have a whole meal with us.
Do you guys, does anybody here go camping and stay keto while they're camping? Anybody with an RV going out in the wild and stay keto while they camp?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, because I'm like, man, if I was a camper person, I'm not really a camper person. I'm a city chick. I was raised just outside of Washington, D.C., and my family were not into the big outdoors. And I just never have gotten that way, but I don't hate it. But if I was a person who did an RV or a camper or something, I think I could find plenty to feed us keto for 3 or 4 days and not have to run to the Walmart.
This is all in our car traveling with us.
Yeah.
So I mentioned this a few weeks ago, but we went to Disney World this summer, and we're a group of like 8 people, and we had to stop for lunch for the kids and everything. And I ordered hamburgers without the bun everywhere I went, and it just worked great. Just water and hamburgers.
Nobody gave you trouble about it.
It was no trouble, and I found it everywhere I looked. So it was great.
I once went to a Burger King because they have that bacon burger, that has a bunch of bacon on it and a slice of cheese and hamburger, of course. And I asked them to make the bacon burger without the bun and without the hamburger. I just want the bacon, and you can leave the slice of cheese too. And they're like, that's it. And I'm like, yeah. And then the manager came on the little, and he's like, ma'am, we can't do that. It isn't a burger without the bun. And I'm like, well, okay, if I have to have the bun, give me the bun, but I'm going to give it to the birds. I've been to a couple of restaurants that argue with me that they can't serve something other than what they've advertised, and I'm like, whatever. And I usually will take the bun if they give me trouble. And
let me say this too. I realize we're living in different states and you have a different situation, but we go to a pretty nice restaurant and I always order the hamburger with lettuce rather than bread. And they actually charge an extra $1.50 for that, because they don't just give you a couple of pieces of lettuce. They give you a half a head of lettuce.
Wow.
And my husband likes that because he actually uses the thing to make a real hamburger out of it. Yeah. But I basically use the lettuce as a salad. But there are some restaurants, at least in North Carolina, that are now upscaling their burgers with lettuce.
Yeah, we have a little restaurant here in town. It's called the North 40. I've been gluten-free for a number of years, and they know me. And so when I ask for an egg salad sandwich now, they go, and that's on lettuce, right? And I'm like, yeah. And but they weren't doing that until I asked them, and they're like, well, I guess we can do that. But now they are willing to do that for me. And they've put tuna on lettuce, and they put egg salad on lettuce for me. I don't eat hamburger. It causes breathing problems with me, so I don't get a hamburger, but they would do it. And they almost always bread their pork chops, but for me, they cook unbreaded pork chops for me. So it's nice, but we're a small town, and out of the 1,000 people, they know who I am and that I'm gluten-free, and they're willing to do it for me. Of course, I don't think I've gone there since COVID hit. I think maybe I've been there once since COVID came, but whatever. Okay, Wilma put her hand up first, and then Brenda, and then Tammy. So Wilma?
On the traveling, when we go through fast food places, we ask for the no bun, but we've also found out if you ask for it on the a la carte menu, they have a special button that they will just key in the meat without all the other extra stuff.
Oh.
And it's priced accordingly to what you're getting. You're not paying for all the other stuff you don't need. And restaurants do the same thing. We've walked in and asked for a hamburger, and the hamburger was like $12 at that restaurant, but the patty was $6. Yeah. And that's all they charged us, was $6 for the patty.
Oh.
So you know, we have no problems asking them, saying, we're low carb, we don't want this, keep this off the plate. And the restaurants are really getting good at it. And we've traveled many states.
Yeah, I think they are getting much more used to people having specific diets. I mean, I ask when I go to a restaurant, if I want an omelet or scrambled eggs, I always ask if they make their omelets or scrambled eggs with milk, because I have problems with milk products and I don't want them. And most of the waitresses don't have any idea, and I make them go and ask. And stuff, and they're getting better about it, because, you know, I think they're having more and more people coming that have dietary issues, you know. So okay, over to Brenda.
Am I? Oh, okay, making sure my microphone's on. No, here in town in Grand Rapids, we have a place that actually does it, a fast food restaurant that makes lettuce wraps. So and my daughter works there. That's how I found out about it.
Oh,
It's called Freddys here in the Midwest. So you go through the Freddys burgers, and any of their burgers on their menu, you order as a lettuce wrap. So it comes all wrapped up in the lettuce and in a package, and you can, so when I'm just not, and it's maybe 2 miles from my house. So like on my way home from work one day and I don't want to cook, it's like, I'll hit the Freddys drive-through and they have a bacon cheeseburger, and it's like bacon cheeseburger, lettuce wrap, lettuce, onion, tomato. So there are places out there that actually advertise it now. So Freddys advertises a lettuce wrap.
I've never heard of a Freddys, but I know of Culvers. Culvers will do lettuce wraps for any of their sandwiches, and they have a pulled pork sandwich that I like very much. I know the sauce that they put on it has sugar in it, so I tell them don't add extra sauce, because they keep the pork with a little bit of the sauce, but then they'll put a little extra on it, you know, before they send it out. And I tell them don't put the extra sauce, but it's a nice pulled pork sandwich. But they also have grilled chicken and beef and everything, and they'll put anything on a lettuce wrap. Now, it's not on the marquee, you know, where they're advertising we do lettuce wrapped this or that, but they will do it if you ask. Okay, Tammy.
We have, do you guys have Jimmy John's sub places? Anyway, they have what they call an unwich, which they just wrap their subs in lettuce wraps and give it to you wrapped up that way.
They have
they advertise that. Yeah, they advertise that. I mean, it's on their menu. It's called unwich. So it's lettuce wrapped.
I think there's a Jimmy John's in Bismarck, but I think it's the only one in the state. And Bismarck's 4 hours away, so I won't be partaking of that. So, but that's cool.
Keep it in mind for when travels. And the other place that's really good is a chicken salad chick. And it's a chicken salad place. And now some of the chicken salads have fruit and stuff in it, which isn't so good. But I have my favorite chicken salad chicks, chicken salad that is low carb, that doesn't have the nuts in it. I mean, the fruit.
That's a cute name for a business, chicken salad chicks.
Yeah, you can go in and just get small containers and large containers and take it home with you. And they got pimento cheese too, which is really good. Ooh. And spicy pimento cheese, which is even better. Of course, you could be like my sister, who never had pimento cheese because, you know, she didn't live in the South. And then she took one bite of it and spit it out. But
I was going to say, I don't like pimento cheese, but I think that's because I grew up a Yankee.
Well, I was a Yankee too, but now I'm a damn Yankee because I moved to the South and I live here now. That's a damn Yankee. A Yankee comes and visits.
I lived in Louisiana for about 4 years. Yeah, there's Yankees. Did the Yankees go home? The damn Yankees stay.
Well, I might go home someday, but I live here now in the South. I lived in Arkansas, now I'm in Mississippi. So anyway, we have Jimmy John's and Chicken Salad Chick. So those are good places to get stuff too.
Nice.
Yeah. The Subway, we have a Subway actually here in our little town. I think it's been here for maybe 8 years. And Subway has now been advertising meat bowls where you'll get some salad fixings, you know, some tomatoes and stuff, but they basically double or triple the meat, you know. So like if you want ham, they'll put in 3 times the ham, and you get your lettuce and your tomatoes and cucumbers and stuff. And I haven't been to a Subway in probably a year, but if I did go, I'd probably get a meat bowl there. Yes, Brenda?
Yes, one of the things I wanted to talk about was beef jerky as a thing that you can take with you. Now, you have to be very careful with these because they usually cram all kind of sugar and preservative and all kind of other stuff in these. Now, these are the ones I found that don't have that. This was from an Acme, and I'm from New Jersey and Pennsylvania area, so Acme's are probably here. And then another one's, this is a pork, no sugar product.
Ooh, wait a minute. It's called Epic?
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out because that'd be nice.
And then this is a local one that I found where it was, this is, again, no salt, no sugar, no, let's see, ingredients: beef, Worcestershire sauce, white vinegar. Okay. So anyway, so that's the concept of if there's some way to get a meat that you can have. I remember having that on Amtrak. I had boiled eggs I brought with me, and that and sardines.
Oh, well, I bet the other people on Amtrak enjoyed your sardines.
Well, I had to go to my own little area, have my sardines, and then, you know, with my, what do you call it, spicy mustard. Yeah, I could be an unpleasant guy, but luckily I couldn't eat with anybody else in my group, you know.
Yeah, you know, sardines and tuna, cans of tuna travel well.
Yes.
A couple of weeks ago, I started deciding that I might eat, you know, my first meal here at my office rather than going home to eat or eating before I leave the house. And so I brought some cans of tuna over here and a couple of sardines and one of my jars of my pickle relish. I have a dill pickle relish that doesn't have any sugar in it, no carbs, and a small thing of mayo so that I can just make my tuna fish, you know, here and stuff. So those are good. The only thing is like if I was flying on a plane or getting on a bus or a train or something, I probably wouldn't take fish because I know there are people that are terribly allergic to fish, but the jerkies are good. Have you found a good chicken jerky? Does anyone make any chicken jerkies?
I don't know. I haven't seen any. I usually go in for the beef.
Yeah, I mean, I don't personally eat chicken, but I know my husband does, and it could be something he might like to gnaw on from time to time.
Yeah, either chicken jerky or turkey jerky.
Yeah, turkey jerky.
They do make turkey jerky.
Have you know, we have a food dryer. Has anybody tried making their own jerky in a food dryer? No.
No, not yet.
Wilma, have you guys tried that? Making any kind of jerky for yourself?
No, we haven't.
I wonder how that works.
The problem with doing that is by the time you make it, you're so hungry, you eat it up. And so you might as well not have put all those hours into making the thing. Just go ahead and eat regular steak or regular chicken.
Well, what I was thinking is, what if we made some up ahead of time to have to take on trips? You know, I mean, you just continue to eat your regular meals while that works. Now, Patricia, with an air fryer, does it have a setting for like drying meats or anything like that? No.
But
okay.
they say that if your oven can go down to 200 degrees, you can use that as a dehydrator.
Oh. We'll have to look into that because because if we got a really good deal on chicken or pork or something and we cut it thin and we put it in the oven to dehydrate it and make our own jerky, that might be nice because, I have sensitivities to so many things.
Right.
That it makes it hard for me to just purchase over the counter stuff. And it'd be nice. Yeah, a jerky would be nice, but I'll check into that Epic pork jerky that you had, Ed. That's a good idea.
Yeah, and the other one's the Archer.
The Archer.
Oh,
okay.
Archer.
Okay. Is that beef or is there pork?
Beef.
Too? That's beef. Okay.
Grass-fed beef.
Okay.
Ed, before I forget to ask, you were talking about making that yogurt in the Instant Pot.
Right.
What temperature?
It's at, you have a yogurt setting. It's between 100 and 110.
Okay.
And let me go get the stuff and I'll show you the other stuff. That
I don't think I have that kind of an Instant Pot, so I'll try to find 100 or 110.
It has a yogurt button on it.
Yeah.
I don't
have. Pot has a yogurt.
Is an Instant Pot kind of like what's those things called? A pressure cooker?
Yeah, and I don't have.
Yeah, but you won't be using the pressure cooker mode on this.
Oh, okay. So it's a different mode.
I actually take the ring out of the Instant Pot because usually that develops an odor or something. You don't want that in.
The aluminum, yeah.
No, there's a plastic rim around or a rubber gasket around it. Pull that out.
Oh.
You don't want it to smell up your yogurt.
So if you're not going to use it as a pressure cooker, then you can take that gasket out.
Right.
Okay.
And on the yogurt setting, that's it. Let me show you the other things you have to add.
Okay.
Go get them. I'll be back.
Right. Melanie, Barb, Karen, do you guys have anything you want to talk about? Any questions you have? Any comments? Any tricks or tips you have for packing a lunch or going on a long trip or anything? Anybody want to share?
I'm just listening tonight, but thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Barb.
I'm just listening as well.
Okay, Melanie.
I don't have any carbs in my house, but if I go outside my house, I will immediately buy them. So.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I'm with you there, Melanie. Very low carb tolerance here. If I see all the munchy, yummy things, I want to eat them. And that's why my husband does most of the grocery shopping, almost all of it. And he many times will gas up my my vehicle for me so I don't have to go into the gas station where there's all those chips and candies and stuff, because I have a weak constitution to avoid them. So
this is what the end product looks like.
Okay. Oops.
You see it?
Where'd you go?
That's
there
4
you go.
ounces.
Okay.
4 ounces of yogurt. My girlfriend had bought all these wee yogurts. And so I had all the containers left from her. And then they found out they were too much sugar.
Oh.
That comes through.
Yeah. Oh,
this is the probiotic you put into it.
Okay.
You find that on Amazon.
Okay. What does it say? It's called Bio what?
It should be nice.
Oops. Yeah, it's not showing up. Ooh, can't see it.
Yeah, Bio Gaia.
GUAI.
Yeah, let me see if I can. There it is.
Oh, there it is.
Bio Gaia.
Okay.
Yeah, and what this does is, while it's heating up, it has 100 million of these bacteria that you need, and it multiplies and grows as a culture while you're heating it. And then you need some of this stuff here.
Oh, inulin powder.
Yeah, this is what the little microbiomes feed on.
Oh, okay.
They put 2 tablespoons of this in.
Okay.
When you're making these batches. Okay. Anyway, there's YouTube on how to do this.
Okay. Karen, you put your hand up. Let's hear from Karen.
Yeah, hi, I'm from New Jersey.
Okay.
Hi.
My first time, so I'm not sure if I'm doing this right, but
I'm from New Jersey too.
Yeah, I'm crossing across the river from Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah, he's near Pennsylvania too.
Yeah, I'm over in about 10 miles from the Delaware Memorial Bridge.
Oh my goodness!
10 miles from
I'm like
the Commodore Barry Bridge.
Yeah,
over in South Jersey.
We're close by.
Yep.
I really didn't have anything to add to the traveling.
Okay.
I'm not I'm retired. It's hard to believe. Time goes by so fast. But I did have a question about fasting. If anybody, I am on I think I just reached 72 hours.
Okay.
Wow.
I am trying to get rid of my mental fog. I haven't really noticed a lot of energy after a fast, so I don't know what's going on with that.
Okay.
So I was wondering if anybody had any clues as to what.
Well, let me ask you a couple of questions, Karen. Let's ask a couple of questions. How long have you been doing keto?
I've been on keto since October of last year.
So a little more than a year.
And I really didn't start fasting.
Okay.
Until a few months after that, when I got clued in to Dr. Boz and Dr. Berry and what's the other guy begins with a B? Can't think of his name right now.
Berg.
Yeah, Dr. Berg. Yeah. Kind of like Dr. Boz and Dr. Berry best. So I really didn't get included on fasting until I ran across them.
Okay. And what have your ketones been running normally?
Okay. When I first started keto, it's like everybody, really low or it seemed like none. But when I first on my pea stick, when I first turned purple, I was ecstatic. That was when I started fasting. But I want to get my insulin numbers down too. So this morning I took my numbers. It was insulin, not insulin, but the blood sugar was like 83. And ketones was 2.0.
Great numbers.
Yeah, good numbers.
I would love to feel, because I lost my husband several years ago, and I don't know when I'm ever going to get over that, but it just feels like I don't have any desire to do anything. So they had me on a pill for depression, and I thought, I don't want that stuff. So I told them to wean me off of it. So I'm doing pretty good with that. But I was just wondering if anybody had an experience with fasting and not having the euphoria or whatever. I hear everybody say, "Oh, I've got so much energy," and all that.
Wow.
How's your vitamin D?
Stuff, and I just haven't kidney disease. So I was taking a lot of vitamin D recently, and my nephrologist told me to stop taking it now. You know, I'm getting to trust doctors less and less. I don't know. You know, it's like, okay, you went to school, but do you really know what you're saying? You know, I hate to say that over the internet, over the telephone, but that's just the way my doctor's been trying to hassle me about getting the COVID shot too.
Oh.
I thought, well, I was hoping to get my my microbiomes to keep me from getting any infections. I really don't go anywhere. So
yeah. Now, Karen, you kind of cut out when I was listening to you. Did you say you have kidney disease?
Yeah, stage 3.
Stage 3.
It has gotten better, they said. And I said, how do I get down to stage 2? And he said, well, I don't think you ever will.
Okay.
Because your kidney doesn't regenerate. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't believe that. You know, and that's why
So in the year that you've been keto, your kidney disease has gotten better, not as bad?
Better, right, better.
Okay. Do you happen to know what your BUN and creatinine are?
You know, hold on, let's see. I was just watching Dr. Boz before I noticed you had a thing on tonight. Let me see. I can. That's sorry for the hold up.
Yeah.
I was just in there a little bit ago looking at my numbers, but I can't really tell what's good or bad.
Oh, well, just tell me the numbers and I'll tell you what's good or bad.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. See, the latest one was June. Let's see. Complete. Would that be in the CBC?
I'm looking for the BUN and the creatinine numbers.
Oh, there it is. That was September 8th. Okay. Creatinine protein 20.1 milligrams per deciliter or L. But they said the standard range is, does that mean I'm too high? C-reactive protein.
Oh, C-reactive protein, that's different. That's an inflammation marker.
Okay, let me go back.
And they like to see that below 0.8. So anything above 0.8 is considered, high. So you have body inflammation.
Well, that was back in September, so.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay, let's see what we got here. Got several years on here. 20.
Well, while you look, Karen, while you're looking for the BUN and the creatinine, I'll just say that I've watched a number of videos from Dr. Boz about kidney disease, and she says that it takes a long time for it to really change. And those with kidney disease need to be consistent with their keto and just keep plugging along. And that vitamin D is very, very important. And if your nephrologist says that your body can't, you shouldn't supplement because it's too hard on your kidneys, because they say that from time to time, that the best way to do it then is to do some type of light therapy to get your vitamin D up.
Yeah.
Do they test your vitamin D? Have you ever had it tested?
Yeah, let's okay. Yeah, let me say. Yeah, he did he tested, well, I guess it was I just saw him last month, and that's when he told me to cut out the vitamin D3.
What was his reason for that?
He said it was bad for my kidneys.
Yeah.
I'm not trusting doctors so much.
Well, here's the deal. Vitamin D3 is processed. The whole process of vitamin D is done in the liver. It isn't done in the kidneys. But what they usually say about it, and why nephrologists bother with it, is they're like, well, if you're taking too much, then the kidneys have to process it out in urine, because it is something that is gotten out of the body in urine. It doesn't go out through stool, it goes out through urine. But one reason you may not get a bump or a boost from fasting could be your vitamin D level is too low. And also it could be you're not eating enough protein. Have they limited the amount of protein you're allowed to eat each day?
Well, I kind of went with what Dr. Boz said, to take your ideal, what you think your ideal body weight could be.
And cut that in half, and then that's your amount of protein.
Right.
Yep. And I would stick with that then.
59.
Okay.
Grams a day. I found this let's see, let me check. Microbunum, B-U-M-N. No, B-U-M-I-N. And random urine. Is that
no, that's not the one.
What about urinalysis?
No. It's a blood.
Lipid panel?
Nope, that's your cholesterol.
Hemoglobin A1C, I know it's not that.
What is your A1C?
5.1.
Oh, very good.
Very good.
Yeah. So
yeah. Do you have any liver enzymes like ALT or ATS or AST?
I haven't seen. No,
okay.
I haven't seen anything.
Okay. Well, we need to end here because it's a little after 8. But Karen, you should continue to go through your blood work and find something that is called BUN. Should be a capital B, capital U, capital N. Let me find out what that stands for. I always forget because I always use the.
I know we're going to end real quick and I have to go. This is Barb.
Oh, yeah. Hi.
I'm sorry. I really want to tell Karen to please check her iron, her ferritin, her iron saturation, all that stuff, because that's something that you think doctors would get it. But if you have a good hemoglobin, then they think that you can still have iron deficiency and have a normal hemoglobin. Have you ever been anemic, Karen?
Not to my knowledge. You know, I have thought about that.
Yeah, that would be like the first tree I would, go. I would definitely tell my doctors, no, they're going to say, oh, your hemoglobin's fine. And say, okay, well, I want a full like iron panel. So that's my 2 cents. I hope you feel better.
Yeah, thank you. So you know the reason why now they only allow you so many minutes. They seem like they want to rush you out of there.
Yeah.
So that's another reason why I kind of don't. I was thinking about trying to find an internist. So it's, a little bit.
Oh, I think an internist probably would be more interested in doing your blood work. So, you know, I appreciate Barb and her comments, because I was going to go there too, because vitamin D can make us feel very tired. Iron, of course, can make us tired. Thyroid imbalance, out of balance thyroids can cause problems with fatigue and tiredness. The other thing that can happen is, are you getting any kind of movement or exercise? I'm not saying you're doing P90X or you're going to the gym for 2 hours a day or anything like that, but like, are you doing a walk or anything like that?
No, what happened to me was I don't know what happened to me, but I couldn't walk straight.
Okay.
Yeah.
You couldn't walk straight.
If I would go embarrassing, I couldn't walk straight. Sometimes I sidestep. So I don't know what was going on, but since I've gotten to this point, under 200 pounds, it seems to be a little bit better. So I might try that. Start walking again. My husband and I walk together. Yeah. When you're by yourself, you don't like doing stuff by yourself.
Because one of the things that happens as we get older is our lymphatic system and circulation of blood gets a little more sluggish, and we can be somewhat stagnated. And the thing that helps best with getting good oxygenated blood up into the head, into our brains, is some kind of movement. And like I said, it doesn't have to be some crazy aerobic exercise. Just walking, you know, is enough. And as long as you're stable enough to walk, then I would walk. Now, you know, I know New Jersey gets cold during the winter, so it's probably not that comfortable to walk around outside. But, you know, shopping malls used to let people just walk in the mall. And I don't know if your malls are open or not. Our malls are open here in North Dakota, but the closest mall to us is 2 hours away. So, you know, some schools will let people walk in their gymnasiums during the day, or in the hallways of the schools in the evening. I know our local school does. So some sort of movement may help you, but I think it's not a bad idea to find an internist who will look more at your vitamin D level, your insulin level, your thyroid levels, and all of your iron and ferritin levels, just to, you know, see what's going on. And but do keep plugging along, because Dr. Boz said it takes a long time to resolve kidney issues.
Well, I really appreciate you staying overtime talking to me. I wasn't going to say anything but tonight, because I just thought I would sit and listen. But I did want to get that off my chest, you know, about that.
Yeah, and one of these weeks we'll focus on fasting and get everybody to tell us all their wealth of information about fasting. because like I said, I'm not the ultimate on fasting. I haven't done any since we had COVID back in October. And I applaud you for finishing a 72-hour fast, because I've never done that. And
every week is different. Just depends on how you feel. Sometimes you just have to eat, you know.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So now Ed wants to add something.
Yeah, so one of the reasons I was sunning myself outside, but obviously in New Jersey and Pennsylvania, sunning outside is not practical at all. Now I actually go to the gym and I go into a tanning booth once every other day. And what that does is that allows you to get vitamin D straight through the skin into your body.
Naked? You go in naked?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
I know Dr. Boz had a hard time getting her father to a tanning bed. Right. And I think she had to slowly increase his amount of time. I think he started with 3 minutes and then went up to 5 and stuff. But he was very low on vitamin D. And so, you know, there's things to pursue, Karen, to see, you know, to make sure you're doing well. So, you know, like Barb said, I think it was Barb, said, you know, pursue iron, ferritin, look into those vitamin Ds. I would even have them do a thyroid panel to see if that could be it, you know, but do try getting some.
My eye doctor mentioned something about thyroid.
Sure.
Thyroid eye disease, but he never got back to me. I did the blood test, but.
Well, time to find somebody.
Well, now, the best in the area.
There was some website, maybe Ed or Melanie or Wilma remember it. Somebody said there's a website that you can go to and find keto-friendly doctors to go to. It was like,
I haven't heard of this one.
Yeah, there was a website. Does anyone remember?
Diet doctor. I found one up in Morristown, New Jersey.
Oh, okay. Oh, you know what? It might have been the diet doctor, because you go and you find one that will help you with keto, and many of them are actually internists.
Right.
So maybe you should check the people out in Morristown.
Right.
Yeah. I've got the number saved on my phone, so.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Well, I want to thank everybody for hanging in there.
Yeah,
and
great. Elizabeth, you do this every week?
Yes, every Wednesday at 7. Okay. And we have 2 more meetings next week and then the following one until we take a 2-week break for Christmas and New Year's, and then we'll be back at it. And so, yep. So thank you everyone for coming and hanging in with us, and come again and keep your questions, and we'll ask questions. I don't know what we're going to do for a topic next week. I'll think of something. And anyway, pardon?
Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, no problem. All right. Take care, and we'll see you next week. I'm going to turn off the record.